Good morning, everyone. Nolan Bowerly, Bitcoiner. Short episode today. I'll be flying back to North America from Lisbon. It's been a great couple of days, and lots of breakthroughs. I think in my own outlook, I realize it's great to be around people, and I miss it a lot. It's been nice to see everyone. I haven't seen a lot of my colleagues in 2 years, and it was a real great time. But today, short video, I just want to talk quickly about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Um, if anyone's paying attention back in America or around the world, it's a pretty big story. And I want to tie it real quick to Bitcoin and just give a warning about where the line of violence is and what we should expect. Because, as much as this show is about breaking up with the fiat system and the fiat world, we try and take sometimes a bit of a light-hearted approach. It's just this fickle relationship, and we're dating around. It's not that. I wish it was that. I wish it was just trading dollars for Bitcoin, and it was like getting a new, date. It's not like getting a date. It's a divorce, and it's messy, and it's a mindset, and you need reasons. You need to see why it's dangerous to keep going on with this stuff. So I want to use the Kyle Rittenhouse piece to express why Bitcoiners have a lot to be afraid of, even if we don't think we do. And I hadn't really fully accepted that until I saw what happened this week. So, in all honesty, I'm not a person who is normally too worried about the coordination of certain effects like that. There's a bunch of people plotting to do this and that, and I was in the highest levels of government when Bitcoin first came around, and I saw that the majority of politicians and legislators were, pretty curious and interested and didn't have too much of an appetite to destroy it or anything like that. And so I never really had my back against the wall like a lot of early Bitcoiners did, and I met them from the start. I was working in the Canadian Senate in 2013 when I started working in Bitcoin. And I would say to folks, guys, don't worry too much. They're going to go along with it. They can't stop it. Not even if it's their goal, they're just not organized enough. Um, so I kind of mostly believe that until the Kyle Rittenhouse piece, actually. And the Kyle Rittenhouse piece makes me see that there's absolutely no daylight here when it comes to the capacity to reframe issues at a coordinated level in order to push a point of view that can only lead to danger and difficulty for most people. So, with the Kyle Rittenhouse case, as far as I can tell from watching it, there should be no trial at all. It should have been stopped a long time ago. This is a clear case of self-defense, I think. Um, Now, what I see in the media, so to me, looking at it like that, um, looks clear, right? I've spent a bit of time watching it. Um, what I see on the other side coming from mainstream media is a little bit like, um, well, I don't really know how to say it, if it's narcissism or what. It's what you see with folks online that will attack the person and not the argument first. So now, it's the jury that's overwhelmingly white, and it looks to me like and then the judge said something about Asian food was the big issue that the mainstream media caught up on yesterday, at the same day that the president of the United States said the word Negro. I don't. Last I heard, you couldn't say that in public, and I guess he's referring to the Negro Leagues, and I do still use Negro Leagues when I would talk about the Negro Leagues because that was the name of it. But even I feel a little shy of saying it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to offend anyone when it comes to that. Of course, like you know, uh, I think it's just a jerk thing to do. I've never had a problem. self-censoring words that are rude and hurt other people's feelings, for sure. Um, and in this case, look, I don't think Biden should be condemned. I think he should have said, I made a mistake, or someone else should have said he shouldn't say that. There's been no comment, right? Not zero. I haven't heard a thing, right? Nothing. I only scan. I do not watch mainstream media, of course, but you know, perhaps I missed it. I just don't think I've seen an example, but maybe I'm wrong. I try to follow people on all sides of the spectrum on social media to at least make sure I don't have these blind spots. But in this case, I haven't seen it. So if you have seen it, share it with me, I guess. But I would change my mind, but I don't think it's out there, at least not in the volume. There's multiple articles by some of the largest publications trying to frame this as a race thing now and the rest of it. So all that to say, uh, we see now that, and you've even got LeBron James, don't cry about it, you baby. Like, I mean, what? It's unbelievable. So all this to say, um, there is proven to be a capacity out there to um, steer the majority of people's attention and anger towards one thing on a dime. And there doesn't even need to be a reason. And that's where I worry about the Bitcoin thing. I mean, my prediction is, and I'll go with this prediction, the first people, I don't even know if it's true anymore, but let's try. I still think the first people that the policymakers are going to come after with this whole Cantillon effect and inflation and everything else you see in the news now, it's getting reframed. It's good for you. It's unreal. We all called it, by the way. We said it's transitory, it's not happening, and now it's good for you. So my thought was at first that the homes and the funds that bought, the hedge funds, we've heard stories of BlackRock picking up homes by the basket and then renting them out as Airbnbs and things like that. Um, my bet was the first, because it's the easiest to target. Um, and perhaps they're right from a policy point of view. Like the people who went real estate, extra homes, etc., did very, very well, especially with the low cost of capital. So it makes sense if they want to sort of remediate that, the effect of that policy. Um, Janet Yellen, I think yesterday promised that we would not see 1970s style inflation again. So they're going to have to do something policy wise to rein in the houses because a lot of it is being caused by the flipping and volume of house movements at higher prices. I'm not sure what amount, but it seems like it's a major element, a major booster in what we're seeing. So if that's true, my prediction was always that we had, as Bitcoin and cryptocurrency people, a buffer, that there would be sort of another person or another group out there that they might pay attention to first. Now, I want to always say it's clown world because it is clown world theory still explains, to me anyway, is the right frame to understand uncoordinated groups, but someone at this point is there. I've now become convinced, framing some of this stuff, some of the darkest and worst parts of it. And I fear Bitcoin has to come under that entity's um, scope shortly. And the housing thing, I think they'll forget it. And I think that there is a big chance that you're going to start to see a lot more framing around um, how we're at fault for the lack of confidence in the dollar. It might not be a huge prediction, but it is for me. Um, I wasn't ready to say that just a little while ago, but the Kyle Rittenhouse case has led me to believe that trouble for Bitcoiners is closer than I may have thought and more palpable and real. Um, so get your coins off exchanges. And I think the collective unconscious of most Bitcoiners now is settling on um, farming and homesteading and things like that, and obviously homeschooling, because we're no grata, man, and we're not going to find any comfort in the next short term with the normies. hate to call them that. I hate to other them. Um, but I see opinions being uploaded into their brains to such an extent that there is no room for me to um, count on rational thought being at play in order to, you know, save ourselves. So it's a prepare situation, and it's a be careful and heads up. That's all I got for today, guys. Sorry, short episode, and just a few things to say before my trip back to America, and we should have the farm pretty soon, so that'll be good. All right, thanks everyone.